Right, we mo be akwa by the Sports Arena. So braso say ye tranko yakoko so na ye hwe ni mu na ye de agudie mu nsam e de bro na say weekend we I'm telling you e wo se kwan bia so ye de my bet e chika fam ye de my bet e chi be den e be ka fam enti no kwan bia so na wo se yetumi den yetumi a select games no ye hwehwemwa so ye hwehwemwa na ye yi ni bako na fe ye den ye bomode a na ye de us ne bro na utumi di na fe bibia etumi den ekoye na over the weekend way Madrid derby no baku I'm telling you asaka ni brabre game no asaka ni brabre was a game no me nim ade ama no or this game ne ye esan asaka ni the only Ghanaian I support Atletico Madrid. I'm telling you na Madrid derby no Real Madrid at that table ni top. Real Madrid na the lead La Liga table no. Ena Atletico Madrid so no. Di Madrid e chi di ne chi I'm telling you. Aye 49-48. Eti asaka believe say and efunani abie. Efunani abie ni say Real Madrid no mu players ni nyina pra. Nkofo no mu players ni nyina mo pra. Ma memo bo mo pra ne nkyerɛw. Alaba pra. Jude Bellingham onya knock into omo last game wa mo bi. Kamavinga epra. Dani Cavaya so epra. Thibaut Courtois okay he was rested omo resting no. Kylian Mbappe Lotin omo top scorer this season no ono so wonya calf injury Eda Militao epra Sasuna Rudiger pra enti aye center aye halves ni nyina the center halves ni nyina no epra enti wo sha Madrid any bobo kwa ye from Leganes in the Copa del Rey game no abati efe na Asensio any akura wiso be efe no aye Jacobo Ramos or 20 years. One Asensio no 21. Or in the ball 4 and 5. And a fella Mendy ball left back. And a batch of friend Valverde. And the Osha center pair honomana. Omuninasa. Valverde needs on your right back. A makeshift no the elbow. Or your midfielder and elbow right back. Asensio ne Ramos. Jacobo Ramos was a one. Obey the attack salute any Abranti friend Julian Alvarez. Griezmann so show. And a Diego Simeone bano so akrano unimbo pop bruta. Asaka se Diego Simeone oma miensa. Obaba kuna mema mienu. Mema miensa. Omu nyina so bobo. Inti asaka ni man family no. The family of Diego Pablo Simeone. Cholo. Oni bibia. Inti asaka se sa match we die. A presidential match. No personally. What making sure say or just a game need seen now. So say article be kwa Real Madrid. Not just say Oma pa Real Madrid home. Na fi Oma koso what say on Belgian league no. Asaka said this season Atletico Madrid Belgian league no. Na Copa del Rey so Oma sa aka home. Also Champions League ni do Oma final ba omu tumenye. Asaka ano adisem na meye de make an into say some Belgian league ni dia started this weekend enti ye be hwe na ye dia bana osa MYBET.AFRICA e dia to sa 2 games no echi no eye osa ha akono papa I'm telling you eye osa akono ma menhwe na memfa emro o hwe eye okay. I was say yes na ye de ba. Omo de Monaco any PSG de na aba. Anti ne games ni mom de na ye den aba. Ti ye be hwe na ye de us na ye den aba. O hwe MYBET.AFRICA. Ama Atletico Madrid sika puduo. Ana mo de ama eye Atletico Madrid. Asaka se me sika ni nwunwu. Eza se sika ni nwunwu wa. Obekwa ko Real Madrid. And bra omo ko wa ye den. Akwa akosho omo Ti mpese me hwe na me de os na ye de ebro Osha Amama Atletico Madrid 4 cities. Inti Chairman General say he straight in the Atletico Madrid. See ye be share the historic proceedings was a game way almost head to head any ade betime si o game nim nti oni ye ntena sa so enene matches awodo wo ho ene matches awodo wo ho matches awodo wo ho pa matches a utimi say yes matches a ene ye behwe so ne ye den ye de diska e wo my bet show no etwagu e wo DJ Kwaku Slim Facebook my bet online radio bomodi an say wa join ana wa bomodi ana wa share link no adama onu bi say ontie bi ezan say ekoso mrante na betena se mrante no aba betena se enei ka bet pa omo ye brutal omo tena se enei omo de os na de eba intino oba na fi wa ba be join na bibia tumi akoye DJ Kwaku Slim on Facebook oko YouTuber utimi say yes MYBET.AFRICA TV MYBET.AFRICA TV e wo YouTube na de etene say oko TikToker ya account no nkofo na age TikTok no say o makomanye China ni na de ne de na komanye oka bibi no wanka ni ya o di o ma warning kra o delete account no de free o enti ye hwese yen engineers be make sure say on be collaborate na afi o matumi age account na back ana say man say so a ye be hwe animu say ye be bobo de ana ye creative for say de no ye o create ayen use ka enti ye be creative for na afi ye ne wa ahwe abom wo honom say na be ya bibia nso no e betumi akoyie e wo MYBET.AFRICA MYBET.AFRICA ho any baby a wudi better omo send you message inform you say chairman we wodi yen omo a mo beka kire say chairman we yan ya je atum say wa den wodi yen ti bomodin a ekọ na ekọ hwe say bibia bekoyi a na eyi usika na di sa na MYBET for no mo ye omo adwuma umpe we na apeka ya motom da no pade ni di 3 billion e haya na ye de check na de ma no na no me wo ho La Paz na papa bi ba o papa pani o aden a wodi 2 billion wo company bi MYBET for bi ho bet for yi ye tu mu fo se mu ntwa o MYBET amunte no o se ono wa kwa di bet bi achi am wodi 2 billion afi ni sika na o so mutu ama no ayebo achi bidin enkofo ne so a omo office bi ani Ghana ha am je ma se obende o se ntina ma ba ha na me se na me bo me list to there me no me se na akoda aka me am I debt collector adenti na wantwa o MYBET ye Ghana ni ye nim baby ote ye nim no offices adeni wantwa o wutwa o wa ye nim baby ye kwa akoda aka na sesi a online yi me ko he na makwa akoda aka etima no ni 2 billion no di ye no eye ne ka timi 2 fo se MYBET na o so no me de ehwibom endra Barcelona at ATC fam utimi se Valencia for the Barcelona for no chi omo for mo nyahwe na no mo je 7 na chese no aso omo mo 2 bo omo mo num na wo hwe eye Tottenham Hotspur so kopie mo Anfield na wakọ wo de 1-0 akwa kona ko kan ototwom and said da bi da e wo se mo bom football no e na okobie mu na ne Liverpool for se ne de yenso ngum na adan omo so abako 9 tifa ketwa beje kese digum edema eye bubuko e friend eye Tottenham Hotspur ezi Tottenham Hotspur hwe ni mu se omeko final na omotumi akwaje omo first trophy in so many years no Mr. Anfield akura last stop aye Anslot ene ne mrante no aka kire se masa anyade a obekọ ba bia ti o mayiro mo frim e wo hono menti eno so ene de wo a ena se ye kom na ye hwe endra games no na fe ye mehwe ene ye mehwe weekend games no na fe oba fie so a de etene se FA president and vice nyina omni oman mu nti achi eno no na onenam na okasa basa omukushia club on members club officials ultimate meeting ne de hwe enfirimu ama bibie papa bie ni wa afirimu ada abanti de adwenche beba o sasam ne ho Vincent mo akwaba
listo mamenjos enra what telegram group na man for ska enra me bet no boy sanso na money man bet no sanso boy nti we are hoping that hire the winning team day in day out daily chops in the moment they be so mom die no congrats to them and follow in TikTok ni social media handles and
TikTok Roma creative for
yes and so sports arena GH yes sports arena GH creative for so they should follow the X accounts any TikTok accounts and be winning they also post the winning slips for others to also see because on the list to be more joining group now share link name na fufu no go mu this cano and no yes aso dia enye nipa de unya ska unya business bia no put unya on no unya so ide enye bia tafre ben kon say de bia obi this cano unya ba wonche wona mfo ba wonche na wo tomo mu di it's not nice sometimes unya koye wa say list to do pay osa mitwa money man do pay mitwa obi atwa obi ade because ye puti ye namfofo ne ye nwanom on se na be a se ye nyina ye toka na convoy ne kwa ne nkonko eze obi to be car front I say the convoy continually omuna from you see this year almost slips by 8 na about this year alone so at least a bet in be we try 100 come you sure say by now ni bakrono I start here or bobo and cars can anu so at least to enra the well exciting games are of course and you see and no besha predictions are apart from betting predictions ni options are made to joining yesterday ni na go through especially in the games are of course so in the FA Cup and even the Belgium Cup no I mean check games na of course so the EFL that was Liverpool and Tottenham Hotspur's game no I mean yesterday the only thing I think any member through in this game was Tottenham Hotspur's failing to score in that game because prior to this game, now Liverpool are Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Mama Tottenham machine Kabakwa, Liverpool intimate. So coming to the game, Obi Anan and Sawasro was a year Tottenham Hotspur. So I was believing that at least Tottenham Hotspur's list to this season, they are a team games beyond Bobby go. Tottenham only failed to score. They only failed to score when Nottingham Forest shot 1-0. That was somewhere in 26 December. But even aside that, now almost 15 to 20 games are no more ball mobile Tottenham shego because that is one thing about Ange Postecoglou. He said he plays attacking football. He created a lot of chances, but in the high line, anyhow, in the defensive approach, it's a young Peking man. Tottenham Hotspur. And you see, you look at those days, and now Tottenham more Jean Vertonghen game. And Toby Adaviod mono. These players play to the highest level, but you see, the only dependable player for Tottenham Hotspur Echiho Branton Eddie Romero. But in Romero, so of late he's been struggling with injuries, and apart from injuries, no one Tottenham Hotspur this season almost one of the best and our top teams are injuries because they started season back for prior so Van der Ven no defender or bar league people were talking about him from last season because he's one of the fastest players in the Premier League and how Branton be improving Tottenham Hotspur's defense last season. Same applies to goalkeeper last season. No, so the mom Vicario or no so Otoji Omutoni free Udinese the left backer. Also he started getting the spotlight in the Premier League. No, also Elson Sopra and Christian Romero. All these players are starters at the Tottenham Hotspur. So in fact, in terms of defense, Tottenham struggle pa. Because some first choice goalkeeper, second choice goalkeeper in the prime Kokofa, Branton Eddie Antoine Kinky Baye. Right now, the only starter in Tottenham defense no Branton Pedro Porro. Apart from one, they've been struggling with injuries and this season no, in as much as Niema Nkoyema Spurs no. Injuries that is why I'm at Tottenham Hotspur's team no. Are you on and off? Yesterday, me catch you say in over 16 years ni na Liverpool the game omo boy at Tottenham share omo one was the only game Tottenham ni Liverpool boy omo boy this season 3 goals empty member mu. That was the only game Liverpool and the Tottenham boy 3 goals to empty member. So yesterday it was so clear that Liverpool was going to win. Liverpool was going to win, but with the goals margin was going to depend on the number of players. And you see, Listo, Iron Slot who say if Osha Tottenham Hotspurs now or qualify anymore, it means that or final and going to the final the Tottenham Liverpool team, if Iron Slot win here, it will be very huge for him because he knows that even if Oluzu League Nikra at the latter stage of the season, still Waji Trophy on the first season. So winning the EFL Cup, at the Liverpool, the team they are going to play with, Isaac is a very good player, and if Liverpool and Newcastle echo final, it tells you say Liverpool on any other day able to me as Newcastle, despite the fact that the last time these two teams met at the St James Park, almost 3-3 draw. But this is Wembley, and when we are going to play at Wembley, it's going to be, a big game for both clubs. And you see, a game, when I saw the lineup, then we said no, it's going to be very hard for team at the Tottenham to maintain this Liverpool attack, because I wasn't expecting Mohamed Salah and maybe I wasn't expecting Mohamed Salah to start. But when I saw Mohamed Salah, Cody Gakpo, Darwin Núñez, and I knew that no, Charlie, is the end for Tottenham Hotspurs. And you look at Tottenham defense, Gray, Dansobe, and Davis, Spence, Bentancur, so Manessa was like was going to be very hard for team at the Tottenham Hotspur. So yesterday I mentioned said Liverpool was going to win and the game was going to be over 2.5 goals by, but the only upset in that game was team at the Tottenham Hotspur failing to score. And meet maker say in terms of investors be now echo both teams to score. So kudos to Liverpool and slots Listo. Liverpool one of the best teams in Europe currently. And you see the shocking thing is Ange Postecoglou interview before the season they be hunting because Openica said about first season when team Ange trophy be and mostly in the history of a coaching career, the second season be a Oji Trophy. So people were believing that at least getting to the quarterfinals of to the semi-finals of the EFL testament, at least he could even win the EFL same as the Europa League. I mean, when you automatic qualification to the round of 16, and Tottenham Hotspur one of the favorites to win the Europa League this season. Looking at the teams, Manchester United, Lazio, and all these clubs. If you look at their strengths and how these, big guns in the Europa League are playing, Ubetimiaka said Tottenham was one of the favorites. But as to say in the recent performance, can he match up with Lazio? Can they match up with Manchester United or no? Unbeaten in the league phase so far. There are lots of exciting teams that this season Europa League, so it might be very difficult for Ange Postecoglou to win a trophy this season. So if things change here, we were hoping that the January transfer they'll make be up on squad, and because of the injury crisis necessity up they've made some few signings they are yet to gel with the team. And that is one thing at least to make us a Tottenham team. But there's no way that Tottenham was going to score Liverpool at Anfield. It was obvious that Liverpool at the end of the day was going to carry the lead. So kudos to them. And Barcelona an easy win into the Copa del Rey semi-finals after almost share Valencia 5-0. And you see Barca are unbeaten in 10 games across all competition. I'm going to stand on more meeting round. This season, Barca started very well, but they had some few losses to Osasuna and Legan is in all these teams. But then the last 10 games, list to Omo unbeaten, I'm winning 8 and I'm about draw 2. And Chebiana Barca for Valencia. That was almost last 2 games. Valencia share 7-1 our camp and Sana Mbabeche Ansana omo ekwakobo Atlanta and Alaves before this game. So in 2 games, Barca share Valencia 12 goals, and this is Barcelona team and listo in the games so far, especially in the last 5 games. The only game Barcelona failed to score was against Alaves. Omo just 1 goal. That was Robert Lewandowski elbow goal in the 61 minutes. And this season, Barca team whenever they play, goals, either they are conceding or they are scoring more goals. So yesterday it was going to be very hard. Say Valencia was going to stop Barca, despite the fact that Valencia now the previous games are so far no abono now were picking just 1 lose. In fact, on the last 6 games, no lose just 1. That was against Barcelona, and next again the next 2 games on the Barca. So even as much as say Niema Pikia Mama or more fan, because this is the Valencia we know some years back they were either a top 4 or top 6 club in the Spanish La Liga, but then when crisis, any financial, any bankruptcy SAT the team they were even non-combat the Motomoko their 2nd division, because it got to a time they were not even getting money to pay their key players. That is why all these key players in everywhere Valencia started recruitment from the 2nd divisions, from the 1st divisions, and players or more other places or more so you check Valencia a notable player about Valencia team, because that was then first be Valencia players the only player say player or notable Valencia team Brandt and Eddie Umar Sadiq, who has played for several teams in the La Liga, about Real Sociedad, Almeria. This is a player, a notable figure in the team and the Valencia team. So I mean, they've been struggling for some time now, but almost starting got a momentum back. And you look at the standings in the Spanish La Liga, they are just 2 points above the relegation zone. They are hoping that new coach now, but so losing 5-0 to Barcelona is not a news, because the Real Madrid, then the Bayern Munich in the big clubs, they've been losing 5-0, 4-0, and 6-0 to Barcelona. So yesterday, I mean, it was quite unfortunate that they couldn't turn things around this time. So I don't know games in the list though. I say it was the big teams now, and I win. No, Galatasaray. So if I say at least Alvaro Morata share go. And I mean in the derby, this is one player, and what teams be rape. If I mean nipa in a place now with agent to say Morata ne chupo motima, I don't think say some of the players will even lack teams in Europe. So listo, these are the few games best mention our games name.
Okay, yeah, share a year Abrante FN Van Dijk, Mo Salah, Trent Arnold, it is clear. These are 3 players. What is there for these players? Would they leave at the end of the season, and what would that mean for a year Liverpool?
Is it least I think Salah, I hear clear Salah is not going to continue with Liverpool, and Arnold they are not acquire 50-50. And you see the player wants to move to Real Madrid because he feels like he has won it all at a year with Liverpool, and he needs to move to another team. Definitely sometimes Ayana say Kokoba say the English players now or more above from academy level up to the senior team, Ayana name betima didn't say like betima move from or move team akwa different team aside England. So you talk of the Frank Lampards, you talk of the John Terrys, the Wayne Rooneys, and mention a few. Only few players been the England players are one of the traditional teams or one of the biggest clubs, big clubs in England from academy level. Rachel pick they will move to Barcelona, Real Madrid, or even Bayern Munich. We say Jude Bellingham, he didn't play for any of the big teams. He was playing for Birmingham. So your Birmingham boy to Dortmund, and what they call Real Madrid. Same applies to David Beckham and some few players. Most of them, when they are playing from the team on my ball, from the youth side, any Neman United mom. But you see, with these three players above, if say confirm huge wins for Liverpool, no more fans say risk of losing Salah, Van Dijk, ne Trent, no idea it me how me because in fact, if Trent is leaving, it means that Arnold contract be expire this month. Van Dijk and Salah in our contract ne expire. So if these players do not extend their contract, it means that all these players are going for free. But Arnold no is expected to say I clear say he might or name Madrid for a for pre agreement. So wait me sign for the Real Madrid. But Van Dijk and Salah no report say they might stay because they are in negotiation with Liverpool, and Liverpool for believe say if Mohamed Salah is leaving, they have to get a better replacement for Branton and Mohamed Salah. Looking at how Mane and Firmino move through, they brought their replacements, played together, and the moment Salah, Mane, any Firmino free horn, Branton the Nunes, Diaz, and all these players had already been with the team, know the team, new coach, and how messed up. So they were not virtually new players to the team. This is Iron Slots, and I mean there have been several names popping up. Say they might be the replacement for Mohamed Salah, and interestingly, some of the names are popping up. Two Ghanaian players, the Ubits Antoine Semenyo, and Mohamed Kudus. But you see, with Kudus issue, this season he hasn't been himself like the Kudus in the first season for West Ham. So the release clause are £85 million. No, teams like Arsenal and Liverpool are almost counting in last season. No, they want to withdraw from that deal because paying 85 million for Mohamed Kudus for the season will be, it will raise a lot of questions. And of late, what signing player be with that huge of sums of money, the pressure and the spotlight typical player, so one here bit more player na floppy. So sometimes these teams going for players, they think very well. But you see, losing Van Dijk will be a huge loss for Liverpool because he's a leader, he's played for the team, and right now, you can say who is going to replace Van Dijk? A huge issue there among Liverpool, because Liverpool, maybe they might spotted some defenders. They believe that if Van Dijk in honor or more Bokrana, they might pair them with Conor Tennis and Neman. If Liverpool elusu Arnold, these three players, they are going to struggle next season. I know that they know that definitely next 3 seasons, Van Dijk, they have to get a replacement for Van Dijk, but he's still playing a strong and about the next 2 to 3 years at the Liverpool. For Arnold, at the end of the day, clear that and Liverpool for
by this time, yes. If a big team like Liverpool, by this time, we keep players like Salah, Trent, any Van Dijk, and Stanley, clear say Omoko.
But see,
clear say they are out.
Answer with Van Dijk. Reports which say the negotiation in Komona
Andra Okasaye, and he's saying he doesn't know what the future holds. So if at this stage you know how football is being run, and at that level you person extend contract, I count 2 years no, you make sure say your contract extension. At least you 1 year, you himself was say then you extend it so that you secure your future. We've seen these 2 players coming out saying they are more or less out of Liverpool than in. Until now, Salah can't the same way. Almost be 3-4 months now. Van Dijk Gusu make it the same conversation. So it appears that they are out. So I'm asking, what will be the impact on these players on Liverpool team now?
Yeah, you see, this though, if Liverpool for it me because Obekaya prior to the season, Emma Salaba out because they haven't offered him contract. My Liverpool legend was bad for AAE. It's clear that what these players Liverpool for new form. The Liverpool team were not ready to offer that money because this is a situation whereby Erling Haaland City for extending the contract a mutual £500,000 a week. So Mohamed Salah, who is the best player so far in the Premier League, Van Dijk the best defender in the Premier League so far, if they are demanding a certain amount, Liverpool has to also the pros and cons of losing these players and also maintaining these players. Looking at these players, they've won series of titles for Liverpool, and you see Van Dijk and Salah, these two players are two key players for Liverpool. Listo. In terms of defense, Van Dijk cover all these things. Every making sure say if Salah more share goals they are also not conceding goals every man Liverpool for no a team they take the wins they need. So with these players, I think that there's a lot of reports if Liverpool are catching by and say they've since Salah bar out ebe can't ask him because Van Dijk there yesterday gave the penny idea or about the future. Anytime he has been silent about his future, but Salah there making it clear to Liverpool fans that they haven't offered him a contract, and if the contract as of now, the team ain't offer a contract extension, and it means that the team is planning. Your next move and as 1% of new free team. So he there why not? You see, these are players when they are leaving a team like Liverpool. Although Salah was 32 years, Van Dijk was 33 years, but they can still play 2 to 3 years. Football career. We've seen players playing up to 40 years. So these players, they can play to the highest level for the next 3 to 2 years. It depends on the team now form. Maybe team will have to Chelsea, Man City. They won't go and take Van Dijk because knowing that Van Dijk for 33 years or Enchebi retire. But they will go in for a young player. Me are filling in the boots of A.O. Brandt and the division Van Dijk. But I mean the Saudis and the US, the kind of money these players happen. They can even bring times 3 times 4 for these players needs. At Liverpool. So with me, right now, Liverpool has started transition mode with Arne Slot. Losing these two key players at the same time, and even Arnold, who has also been an integral part of the team, will be very shocking and but if they're able, reports in the chest say, Liverpool are ready to give what these players want. In fact, they have to give them whatever they want. They are the most important players for Liverpool. So if Liverpool for no in some balance, they've agreed to pay whatever these players want, and they can maintain them to the Liverpool setup next season, and maybe from next season going they will get a replacement and studying them playing together. They maybe finally, if Omufriwa, they will get a perfect replacement for them. But maintaining them will be a huge boost for Liverpool even after this season. If they win the league, they are able to win the Champions League, the EFL, going into next season, I know that they will make signings. They'll be making another signings. Salah will be playing so much, Van Dijk will be playing so much. For them, me so report said the next contractor or more these two players in said more contract run down up to 2027. And if it goes that way, it means that 2027 Van Dijk might be almost 36, 37, at least people would appreciate. Salah will be 35. People will appreciate that. Oh yes, Waba baby, the tons of goals I share. Liverpool all this while Nina. Yeah, a bit me about. So I mean, for me, Listo, I think that getting these two players, sign the contract, at least stay for a year, knowing a perfect replacement for them might be, will be a huge boost for Liverpool. But for on the other hand of Brandt and Arnold, it looks clear that he wants to go to Real Madrid.
Right, yeah, sure weekend games no nafe. Yeah, fair na dia namra where weekend games no.
All right. This weekend there are a lot of exciting games nyame aduma ebekoso and games no be so ebekoso nti mame nwure mu weekend games no then na me dia ba any games no na afia the daily chops no dia ba. Let me start from the Madrid derby listo. This is the season we check the La Liga table Madrid any Atletico Madrid they are fighting for the league. Obi ehwe so betimi agi league no. So you look at the league standings Madrid 49 points and Atletico din Atletico Madrid, and so 48 points, just 1 point per, and it decided say Madrid in lead the table, and the difference between this team is Madrid a potent attack. but omo defense no eliki. And Atletico so attack, they have a very good attack and they have a very good defense. So we'll check in league log. So Madrid actually 50 goals or consider 21 goals, which means our 29 goals difference. And Atletico so actually 37 goals and also consider just 14 goals. Also consider just 14 goals in the La Liga this season. It means that also there were 23 goals different. And when it comes to the Madrid derby, at least I have not tension with me, but mostly the only team I have not winning year, team and Real Madrid. And the last previous Madrid derby, Samabono Madrid, Intimi, and Rene Bakukra. The last 5, in fact, Emutu Copa del Rey after the extra time, Atletico Madrid in Yawako qualify, and after the another Super Cup finals, there after the final no, and Madrid so eshomo. So in La Liga, last 3 games at least to Madrid in Atletico Madrid win 1 and Amabo draw at 2. In fact, the last 2 games of about Nina draw. That was the last one. Kobo study Wonder Metropolitano in September, and Kobo Benabao last season and they in 1-1. And you see, Simeone, the Atletico Madrid team, they are coming into the game with a record of 14 wins, 6 draws, and a 2 defeats in 22 games in the La Liga this season. So, in as much as that Atletico for winning a lot of games, Omabo draw 6 per, and Omolusu just 2 games. So, in over 22 games, Omabo just 8 games, and a team and the Atletico Madrid for Entimi and Pique the 3 maximum points in. And in fact, check here Atletico season here. They had automatic qualification to the round of 16 of the Champions League. Madrid Entimi and the automatic qualification. Atletico Madrid Copa del Rey, they are in the semi-finals and things are going on well for them. Real Madrid for no listo. Adebayo ha Madrid pan the injury situations are as a team Madrid team. In fact, in terms of defense no, because Rudiger has been one of the standout player for Real Madrid in recent times, or both games because Eder Militao injured for several months. Alaba I feel also returning by them or the ball game back when they believe that resting him would have been better. But you see, the last game can Asensio any another player and a boy, and who in recent games are Chomeni, any Branch and Daddy Rudiger airball. Chomeni, any Asensio so the airball. And see, playing a midfield as a centre back might be very good, but not as good as a typical centre forward. And this is the Atletico Madrid team listo. Medical catcher say they've been scoring for fun. Almost 37 goals in the La Liga this season. And no checking the number of goals Atletico Madrid for are considered in the La Liga this season. It tells you that definitely with such defense, solo ta assisting Crampon only be Embo. And then Branton and Antoine Griezmann. And Branton and Julian Alvarez. All these players in actually 10 plus goals. Solo ta 11 goals. Antoine Griezmann 16 goals. Julian Alvarez actually 15 goals. These are players attackers on any good day. If they meet a Real Madrid side without David Alaba, Eder Militao, any Rudiger, definitely they are going to any cover they are going to score. So maybe Ferland Mendy, who is the left back, clear that he's going to play. Asensio, Chouameni, and maybe Abraham and the Lucas Vazquez. I don't think that they might be able to control team and the Real Madrid team. No, listo. But right now, the report in nature say Kylian Mbappe, Jude Bellingham, Lucas Vazquez, and Eduardo Camavinga, Omunina no money available no reporting just said they are available for the Madrid derby, which would be a much needed fitness boost for a Real Madrid team, you know. Because if Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, Jude Bellingham, and Eduardo Camavinga is there, with Rodrigo and Vinicius Junior also in the setup, it means that team managing Eddie Atletico Madrid so because o check it table now, in as much as Atletico Madrid defensively they are good, Oma consider 14 goals, and one of the teams are the Premier League, the La Liga, Oma goals here pa uyi Barca watch 60 goals so far in 22 games in the La Liga. The next team watch more goals team and the Real Madrid, and definitely every game they are able to find the net against their opponents. So Mbappe, Bellingham, Vasquez, and Eduardo Camavinga, a very huge boost for Madrid. But then Mbappe and Vasquez, almost say out the last game against Leganes due to minor issues. Camavinga was not ready to be returning to from the hamstring injury no by, but Ancelotti suggested say 4 and or be rest not about this weekend. So the good news is that these players might start for a Real Madrid team, no? And if Kylian Mbappe, Jude Bellingham, Vasquez, and Eduardo Camavinga are coming back from injury on Mbappe, it tells you that a huge boost for Madrid. Antonio Rudiger, Eda Militao, Caballero reporting just say on betting if because Omina knee injuries. Rudiger then a serious knee injury, Caballero serious knee injury, and our team and Ding, Branton then they Eda Militao say serious knee injury. And I raise you questions Madrid Mountain, so and you see a lot of Madrid fans to try and Piama Florentino Perez and Ancelotti say why didn't they add into the team unsigned defender, knowing that Alaba ain't fit, although Aba but he didn't very into Alaba, so because in recent times Alaba by Madrid he's not been consistent for a while, or team more than 20 games grand to us. Rudiger and you be Obeka say or injury free player, but right now when you're a serious knee injury obey fee from more than a month or two. Eda Militao the Omba Sisia, Cavaya Sunyamba Sisia. So at least getting another defender, experienced defender from any of the leagues, I'll be by at least Obitima Shodi Madrid defense or Kakran would have been something like a better. So I raise a lot of concerns, a lot of abuse in their manema to sudden a coach in ground unless is a person from Madrid. That is the reason why one person baby piano. Because coming into the game, Alaba right now are available, but the fitness level no, is it going to be something ebeboa? Right now, likely say Chouameni any sense in the best start. Likely say Chouameni any sense in the best start. And Uko Atletico Suakachia, they don't have any injuries. The only injury more and now suspension more Ruben Lenormand and Branton Eddie Pablo Barrios. On the Campono he's back with a team of Moye training after the recent issue on so list to Unyaye. So it's going to be very hard say this Chouameni, any Raul Asensio, and I don't know who is, maybe Vasquez who play as the right back, and Branton Eddie Fellaini Mendy. I don't think they can maintain the pressure from 8 players Arenzela Solot, Julian Alvarez, and Nancy Griezmann. Whoever 2 of them are on best starting and will be very difficult for this team. But you see, the history of the game in recent times is whenever these 2 teams play Asia, the pressure and in Yamana Nina Ebabuno in this a Fisher in bed in Yepa, and you see Atletico Madrid getting a win will be very good for them because Omaji La Liga no 11 times, and the last time they won the La Liga was in 2021. And this season, how they are performing, if they are able to win against Madrid, if they really want to win the La Liga this season, they have to be able to score this Madrid team or injuries asset in. Because on an April League, or between 1 point or suffer with injuries, especially in defense. And this season, who a very good team, you can defend very well, and not team sushi go. So we share Madrid and then Atletico a more recent form in terms of La Liga, or more lusu bako, and a draw bako That is the last 6 games are almost all my ball. It's going to be very hard for both teams, but how a game in the likely option say a scoring draw, maybe a 1-1 draw or a 2-2 draw. But listo, if Atletico Madrid really wants to win the La Liga and they are able to stop Vinicius, Kylian Mbappe, Rodrigo Goes, and Jude Bellingham, if they're able to stop, say they won't ship in more goals because of the defense. Any problems are Madrid what this season? If Julian Alvarez, Griezmann, Simeone, and all these players on Master Atletico, the least chance on Benya and the mistakes Tchouaméni, Asensio, and the defense of Real Madrid, they have to punish them. And once they are punishing them, if they are able to contain the pressure, they are able to avoid goals for Real Madrid. I won't be surprised if the likely winner in this game is Atletico Madrid. I won't be surprised. But the game, I see a scoring draw. Both teams to score 1.5, and we should expect a lot of corners in that game. Listo. Another game at Listo Meshe over the weekend. Dortmund and Stuttgart game number bono. And you see, last season Stuttgart had a qualification to the UEFA Champions League, and you see Abrante Bakwa no can Stuttgart set up normal Stuttgart had a or Segu Gurasi, the Guinea international. And Gurasi DBA a man for Vinyamba so ba Dortmund Onyama Dortmund for Enyan Free Abrante and at the 4 o'clock. He's been scoring the goals for Dortmund, despite the fact that Dortmund this season struggle, so a lot of the attention and Shenan Abrante and the Gurasi. And you see, this is the league. Abrante and share more than average a goal per game playing for Stuttgart. So people believe that at least Waba a better side in Timanedin at the Borussia Dortmund. So he stand a chance obey me I share more goals. Dortmund or more just 4 points in as much as or more bread, because in Chibia no more Pam or more former player and their coach Nuri Sahin free team anymore. And Medicanka said this is one team maybe the person avoiding a Dortmund, but in fact not Dortmund a very good record Signal Iduna despite no Munyama Mkoye. So they are just 4 points from team other the fourth position, which is RB Leipzig. And if Dortmund really wants to get a Champions League qualification spot in the Bundesliga this season, a win against Stuttgart might get them and I bet the results I bet they beat me a almost 8 goals in our last 4 games at least on my ball, but almost consider 6 in the last time. Almost keep it clean sheet, 12. So what I say, and almost mean keep a clean sheet in the last 12 games. So in the last 4 games, almost 8 goals, almost consider 6 goals, and normal last 12 games, almost intimate keep a clean sheet in normal last 12 games. So you look at this record and you look at how Stuttgart almost games almost potent in attack, and all these are the likely option for this game. Goals, because Dortmund in the last 4 games we share 8 goals. It means that in every game in the last 4 games we average 2 goals. Dortmund share 2 goals in the last 4 games, and we consider 6 goals. It means that we consider 1.5 goals per game. So definitely it means that on soon to keep a clean sheet in the last 12 games. So it means that Stuttgart is going to get a goal, Dortmund is going to score. So both teams to score and over 1.5 are highly possible in this game. But Zilisto, though Dortmund for now are winning just 1 on my last 6 games on my ball home, because last better be cancel Dortmund Signal do number 1 on be good must say poto, because Dortmund there almost nipa. And coming up against Stuttgart our Signal do now will be a gamer. You see, list there's one thing in football. I'm not focused. Say, coach in the first game, they were players in the ball. Because no money coach back on us. So Borussia Dortmund for new coach Niko Kovac ever be taking charge of in the first game against Stuttgart. Signal Iduna on home grounds. and that is what Ebema Juano are difficult for team and the Stuttgart. Kovac team are more 11 with 29 points and almost share handing him 2-1 over the weekend. Listo. Niama mobile diama Stuttgart yipa because the check it Dortmund for that. The chances, prevention, and the goals are in the last 4 games of motion. It means that if they are able to replicate what they've been doing in the last games now, never beat my bomb. In fact, what the recent form to change there, Stuttgart are coming up as the best team in today's encounter. In the Bundesliga, Dortmund last 6 games, Listo, Omar winning just 2, Omar lose 3, and I'm about draw 1. And in Stuttgart last 3 games, we're winning 3. And I will lose 3. He doesn't play. He does say Obe Lusu. And now Obeshe. And this is a much needed win for Dortmund. Maybe can say Dortmund was Signa Iduna. Now Edin so be question ho. Until you look at Dortmund for almost last 7 games, it was Signa Iduna. Listo. Almost Lusu 2 so. Almost last 7 games at the Signa Iduna. Omar winning just 2. I'm about draw 3 and Omar lose 2. And you see, the teams they lost to was Barcelona and the Bayer Leverkusen, who are one of the best teams in Europe currently. Or more form across the Champions League, their domestic league, and whatever cup they are playing domestically. So, in as much as a Dortmund in recent times, Nieman Koyi Wofino, in over Ucheki Dortmund over Bayer 20 and over 30 games since 2024 March. Only 4 teams per listo. And I'm going to Dortmund. It was Signa Iduna Park. Madrid, Barcelona, Leverkusen. And listo in the last team. The last time Omulusu in the Bundesliga, it was home was against Stuttgart in April. That was when Stuttgart shared Dortmund a kabako. So with Stuttgart being one of the only few teams in over 30 games, Dortmund about Signa Iduna, they are part because you mentioned Real Madrid, you mentioned Barcelona, then you mentioned team and the Bayer Leverkusen. These are teams on a good day or more form send Dortmund. They are big clubs or make Dortmund. But Signa Iduna Stuttgart call 1-0. A gamer, a mobile. Then you see the player who scored the only goal for Stuttgart last season, somewhere in April, was Segu Gurasi, who is going to lead the attack for Borussia Dortmund. And he has to help Dortmund to win against the former side. Weekend, Omunity Mandin, Dortmund. Is the list 7 of Stuttgart for almost last 9 away games this season. First half, on board draw. And so in this game, early payout being 10 times saying you have to Dortmund there, Panama for Dortmund. You can go first half full draw. First half draw. No per baby Eddie Afa. So listo with me, I think that injuries so are affecting Dortmund yepa. Abranta there Nico Slotterbeck and Nicolas Silly, Muna player. Slotterbeck was suspension, Nicolas Silly so when we say of late, Emerick Laporte and Radamel Anton enable defense for Dortmund. And not just a coach in the MP, but they don't have any option. And right now they've made some inclusions, a good grassy, and in terms of the midfield inside, they still have the squad. I think it's going to be very
Chelsea.
Yes. Chukwuemeka so I join you, and I think that is going to be very difficult. In fact, Sawuko share Dennis Undav and Nick Otamendi Bogos Stuttgart is going to be very difficult. But with me, I don't see Dortmund losing, especially Niko Kovac as the new coach in the first game. Or about Signa Iduna. And in fact, Stuttgart have a good record at Signa Iduna, but this time they don't have a Segu Gurasi who is going to do the wonders for them. And Segu Gurasi have a jumping ship to the other side. And I see double chance for Dortmund this weekend. Over 1.5 highly possible, since both teams to score is highly possible, and a full-time draw listo. Because Stuttgart for last 7 away games in the first half, they make sure say betimi abo draw. Let's do another game. Ebeko so here Bayern Leverkusen and Wolfsburg. This season Wolfsburg for our home. A tougher team to beat at home. Until o check it, Wolfsburg for last 5 games at home. Omo lose just once, and that was against Team Andin at the Dortmund. In fact, in the last 9 games and our last 8 games, Omo lose just once. That was to Team Andin at the Borussia Dortmund. Coming up against Leverkusen, it's going to be very hard because Wolfsburg for now they failed to say Ometimari past 3 games are Omabon. So last games Omabon past 3 draw 2 and lose 1, which is very bad for them, and they are coming up against Team Atletico Madrid. Wolfsburg for home form in recent weeks, Madikanka has been exceptional. They only lost to Dortmund in the last 8 games, and for Leverkusen, they are one of the teams at least creating a lot of chances because Florian Wirtz a player game in game out or setting up the players or Sanso Shegos. He's a player currently people believe that maybe he's the best playmaker in the Europe top 5 leagues this season aside Kopama. And you look at coach you are fascinating. He's a coach. He likes playing attacking from Minzobe Kaisa coach or Basadamton. Oh, Shen crab bar on Peso be different. Yes. Oh, Shen crab no be when he's the coach or no a coach Leverkusen for no. Leverkusen for no, they create a lot of chances. They make sure say in as much as create a lot of chances no, they are not also going to lose. But it's going to be difficult say you beat me Leverkusen for a standing form Nefrimu in as much as Wolfsburg for a very good record at home. It's going to be very difficult to stop it at the Leverkusen. It will be very hard in as much as a good home record. But champions Leverkusen for if they traveled outside home, they also travel very well. So you look at Leverkusen for last away games they only lost to Atletico Madrid, who is one of the best teams in Europe currently. In fact, among last 12 away games, they've lost just twice to Liverpool in the Champions League and to Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. All away games against Bayern Munich, against Borussia Dortmund, against the big guys in the Bundesliga, almost pick points. And I don't see Wolfsburg stopping them, because if they are able to win this game, it means that Bayern 6 points and they don't want to lose such points. So I think that this game is going to be an interesting game as well. I see a double chance for Leverkusen, despite the fact that Listo away. So I see a double chance for Leverkusen, both teams to score highly possible, and if both teams to score highly possible, it means that over 1.5 over 2.5 goals, and so highly possible in that game. And Listo, there's one interesting stat about this game over the weekend. Wolfsburg for no match 8 goals and from corner kicks this season, and Leverkusen and so I share 7 goals from corner kicks this season. That is the most goals scored from corners in the Bundesliga this season. These are the 2 teams who only did goals from most from corners. Wolfsburg, Washo goals, corner goals say Obia this season. 8 goals, and the also second Leverkusen. So these are teams a bright chances. They have a very good set piece techniques. Anybody this season na Ateta almost started because they realized that how last season Leverkusen it's me winning games through corners. Then they also have to adopt that style. Until this is both Arsenal no ball game na on team Chegwa no person or bomb no on farmer show. And they scored Arsenal ball game to us in a time 4 games. No much go from open play in a set piece. So in this game, Wolfsburg scoring 8 goals, the most in the Bundesliga, and Leverkusen scoring 7, the second most in the Bundesliga. and who here ye pass. So I think that over 8.5 corners, over 9.5 corners, and so a highly possible in that game. So listo, and Mako check it a year the FA Cup over the weekend. Some of the teams, Asia teams, it's going to be a tough game here over the weekend, especially Chelsea and Brighton Hove Albion. In recent time, na Brighton for Efilise omone Chelsea ewo Samuel Tokwabi and omo amansu bi enam the transfer of Graham Potter. They are backing their Graham Potter. Ubeka Chelsea for cover Graham Potter in the coaching staff na nipa 7 ekofa mu free ho. Chelsea sanso ekofa Marco Cucurella. Emmanuel Bayen Tokwa, they didn't want to sell Cucurella. That before Chelsea cover Cucurella, he was the best player for Brighton for best player that season. And Chelsea cover. The following season, Moise Caicedo, Chelsea sanso cover. Chelsea did Levi Cole they wanted to buy. Chelsea didn't sell Levi Cole to them. And again, Chelsea are Sansa Cox almost sporting directors. And so they are so anytime I ask Brighton Chelsea will be on. There's some kind of tension. Like I said, Brighton for Bono, they are at par with Chelsea. And see, check Chelsea near Brighton. It got to a time Graham Potter at Brighton 2022. Share Chelsea 4-2 B. Money be at that time. Na Graham Potter Chelsea for free. Brighton buy. Or Brighton for share 4-1. And the following game almost so boy Brighton by Stamford Bridge eba be share Chelsea and also Frank Lampard and then yet the coach for Chelsea. But since then Brighton ain't me Emma me share Chelsea. In the last 4 games of my boy na Chelsea e share Brighton. And Chelsea for Eddie Brighton for out to baby or some motto. The FA Cup one trophy in as much as Enzo Maresca winning the league and yet a likely option when the KPIs this season. At least winning the FA Cup will be a huge boost for them, and also the Conference League. Now I pay top for our league anymore. Looking at the history, I know that Moise Caicedo, goalkeeper Nidian Robert Sanchez, I don't know if he's going to keep, because the last game goalkeeper Nidian keeper at Chelsea conferring for Villarreal Jorgensen and the die Philip Jorgensen the die. So it's up to the coach if he will rest Jorgensen to play Sanchez. But if Sanchez is going to play, it means that Chelsea is going to play against Brighton with 4 former players of Brighton Hove Albion. In fact, Levi Cole Kobo alone. So me find say we both our team leader. So Sanchez, Levi Cole, Marco Cucurella, and a Brighton today, Eddie Moise Caicedo. These are 4 players. I'm about Brighton team, and we should expect that whenever they get the ball, fans in Ibihuromo. And the moment it will be very good for those players. Me Brighton team. In Brighton, last 5 games at home, on team winning a game, things are not going on well for Brighton and Fabian Herzler. Ayo coach no. Against Southampton 1-1, Crystal Palace Kosheno, Brighton in Kobo 0-0, or Arsenal 1-1, and Everton Kosheno. And looking at Chelsea, so recent forms were away, despite the fact that Chelsea now one of Chelsea be away twice, so 5 games without a defeat. Then they went to play a 0-0 draw with Everton, lost to Ipswich, went to play a 1-1 draw against Crystal Palace, and lost to Manchester City. So Chelsea see a team here. In the last 12 away games, we lose just twice to Manchester City, and that shocking defeat from Ipswich. In as much as that Brighton wants to proceed to the next competition, I know that when the draw came, the news that was going to be the end for them in the FA Cup. So I think that Chelsea is going to win, and both teams to score a highly possible. Looking at how Brighton football, Brighton any team on the day, Man City, one of the teams are so far this season. No games on boing now. Both teams to score ball. In fact, Brighton for last games on boing, and the only game both teams to score and was against Everton Koshomo. And Nottingham Forest show 7-0. That was the last game or mobile Monday by Chelsea. So they might want to come back from that 7-0 humiliation defeat. Nottingham Forest at the show. I think it's going to be an interesting game, but Chelsea is going to win. Another game a man for Adrian Shenan Kose Birmingham and Newcastle. Listo, Birmingham in the League One. Check here on a leading table, and it looks likely Birmingham will get a qualification to the championship next season. Omo team back this is the omo debate here pa. Udo kwa Birmingham straight win. Obeshe. Because Birmingham omo you unbeaten. In omo recent games are they are unbeaten. The last time Birmingham lost the game was against round 17 Omkolusu 3-2 to Shrewsbury Town Omoko away. Since then they've played almost this season they've lost just 2 games in all competitions this season Birmingham. So if Newcastle underrates Birmingham, so a League One team, they might surprise them. But they are still Birmingham with team crampo there. This is Newcastle. They also wants to win the FA Cup and the EFL. The EFL already Omoko final. And if they are not able to win the league, the kind of investment Newcastle for Saudi for the team or Mayeno, they would have to get at least one of the domestic trophies a bit me abom. That game used to a mobile thing, but I see a go affair and over 1.5 goals in that game. Listo. So these are the few weekend games measure.
Okay, and you run and options in a name family weekends in the I say, Memo bomb weekends, dear no nafi. If are not, okay, all the weekends, they are not at me, diaba. Okay, yes, a good swat at in Kunyaswa, yede sports arena at the air brawl. Shannon Suye papa. This weekend, Bayern Munich to score 2. Bayern Munich to score 2. PSG any Monaco nebo over 1.5. Man City away only Leyton Orient. Man City to score 3 goals. Man City to score 3 goals. Verona any Atlanta. Atlanta win either half. Wolfsburg any Bayer Leverkusen to score 2. Club Brugge any Louvain and Club Brugge straight win. Atletico Bilbao and Girona. Atletico Bilbao win or draw. Pafos any Omonia Aradipo. Pafos away win. Empoli any AC Milan. Empoli ni AC Milan. AC Milan any Empoli. AC Milan win or draw. Far Rabat any IR Tanga. Enebo Far Rabat straight win. Las Palmas ne Villarreal enebo Villarreal away go. Celtic any Riff enebo over 2.5. PSV any Willem 2 enebo PSV to score 2. Lille Metropole any Lille Ave enebo Lille Metropole straight win. Benfica any Moreirense enebo second half 1-3. Second half 1-3. Young Boys any Sion. Young Boys win or draw. Brighton any Chelsea over 1.5. Roma ni Venezia. Roma away go. Anderlecht any Antwerp. Anderlecht win or draw. Alliance for any Fenerbahce over 2.5. Sittard any Ajax enable. Ajax to score 2. Lazio ni Monza. Lazio win or draw. Kortrijk any Real Union St. Gilloise. Union St. Gilloise win or draw. Plymouth any Liverpool to score 2. Levski Sofia any Ludogorets nebo. Ludogorets away go. AZ Alkmaar any Pexol. AZ Alkmaar win or draw. Heerenveen any FC20 away go. Galatasaray ne Andame Sport enable. Galatasaray win and over 2.5. Win and over 2.5. RB Leipzig any St. Pauli. RB Leipzig win or draw. Lecce any Bologna. Bologna away go. Angers any Marseille. Marseille away go. Napoli any Udinese. Napoli any Udinese over 1.5. And these are my weekend picks. These are my weekend picks. Mede ama aye abusuafo ntino. Obehye ne nso na afei. Ye be ye ne slip na afei ye de aba beto aye Telegram account nim. Telegram account na Sports Arena. Na wo call aye TikToker. Wo call TikToker aye Sports Arena GH. Sports Arena GH nti audio no na afei ye de link na to na a connected to nti ma yenko aye weekend games na fi ya mehwe ne also no.
Yes, weekend games no exciting games, and first game Dortmund and Stuttgart game no me call the game changer, which is the belt builder. So Borussia Dortmund any Stuttgart game no, we call double chance for Borussia Dortmund. Double chance N of 1.5 for Borussia Dortmund. Leeds any Millwall straight win for Leeds. Wolfsburg Bayern Leverkusen double chance for Bayern Leverkusen. Club Brugge and Heavily Leuven straight win for Club Brugge. Brighton and Hove Albion any Chelsea a straight win for Chelsea, and a Real Madrid Atletico Madrid game no over 1.5 goals in that game. So Borussia Dortmund win and Borussia Dortmund double chance and over 1.5. Leeds straight win. Bayern Leverkusen double chance. Club Brugge straight win. Brighton and Hove Albion against Chelsea. Chelsea straight win. Real Madrid Atletico Madrid over 1.5 goals. Code no FPHY. FPHY. So listen when the weekend games now.
Okay.
Yeah, select no. Quickly, Mira Nyamiaduma and a few games nibim. I think that Como and Juventus be ball listo, and Como for no they've been doing omobo for yepa, so I show omobo Fabregas omobo yepa, and you see the team Eba, and you see due to enormous number of draws nti Thiago Motta team Juventus winning only 9 of 23 matches about this season. Intina me metna me for Juventus for king of draws. Ombo draw papa. Omutimi sha na last minute ya betika. And as ebe show man na last minute almost akwakotika. For that reason only 3 points at the Stadio Singalia where Juventus for person Mokoko extended omo game 22 unbeaten game against Como. In fact, Como for a team be omo Juve for no abo more games. But Juve 22 games omo unbeaten against Como, and I don't see Como causing wonders against this Juventus team. Omo make reinforcement in their squad. Renato Vega, on say Kalulu Praia no. And I'm Renato Vega and a Colomwani Koyano, Niame Koya and a Vlahovic in your bimbo. It's going to be a very difficult game, but Como for Listo, they score a lot of goals. And I see over 1.5 goals in that game. And Juventus win or draw. Paris Saint-Germain Monaco, a gamer, a mobile in yepa. In fact, PSG for this season or more for me yepa. But you see, Listo, who Petima. While winning more games against PSG in the history against the PSG team na Monaco. While winning more than 40 games, that is 48 games. Team bien who we are here, watch PSG more, and they are almost 12 goals in their last 13 away games. Monaco Park the Princess, and it tells you that if there is one team historically, ultimately PSG Monaco, but then PSG will form and Dembele Wafan in the boots flates for Bobo goes to so Dracula, Vicha, Faraskeria, all these players are on a good day on bet me up and shit man Eddie Monaco. Defensively, Monaco a lot of injury crisis, and that might let them suffer. In Ligue 1, last 6 games, PSG were winning 5 and our about draw 1. And Monaco, on the other hand, the last 2 games were winning. It's going to be very hard. In fact, the last time 5 games are Omabo a year Parc des Princes in Ano. PSG are winning 5, Monaco are winning just 1. The last time Monaco equal win or Parc des Princes was in 2021. Monaco for no listo, they have failed to score in just 1 of their 13 away games Omabo in League 1 head to head against a PSG. And in fact, Omo call Parc des Princes, Omo call Kushego, Omo last 13 games, no, just 1 game per, and Omo call away Omo anti share. So it tells you that both teams score highly possible in that game, over 1.5 goals, and PSG double chance game me feel say and so a bit to me and so abo and then us no I think that some few selected games in our master let's we are Brest mo Asia kono and Bayern Munich mo airborne and the game no Bayern Werder Bremen a straight win for Bayern Munich and over 1.5 goals. Como any Juventus game no me call belt builder selection, a double chance for Juventus and over 1.5 goals in that game. Dynamo Zagreb and Sibinek ebeboy a straight win for Dynamo Zagreb. FC Nantes and Brest ebebo over 1.5 goals in that game. Paris Saint-Germain and AS Monaco double chance in that game. And a Porto and Sporting CP over 1.5 goals in that game. Team sense to be Bayern Munich win and over 1.5, Juventus win or draw and over 1.5, Dynamo Zagreb straight win, Brest Nantes game no, over 1.5 goals, Paris Saint-Germain double chance, and Porto Sporting CP over 1.5 goals in that game. Code no SPHY.
Right, inti yada so awa ha se ana mesome de amede ba eni se netie Bayern Munich ne Werder Bremen Hurricane anytime goal scorer PSG any Monaco Ousmane Dembele anytime goal scorer Al Nassr bomba chene. I hope you say Cristiano Ronaldo after Odin birthday we you know Obestatia Ashegos. Cristiano Ronaldo to score anytime goal scorer. Al Ahly Saudi airborne match. Al Ahly Saudi airborne match. Ivan Toney to score anytime scorer Ivan Toney. And a Como any Juventus Colomwani Randa player shot on goal. 1 Colomwani Randa ebebo shot on target. And a Manchester United and Leicester City Jamie Vardy to play shot on goal, that is shot on target. Timisa repeat Man United and Leicester Jamie Vardy shot on target. Al Ahly Saudi any Fateh SC and Ebo Ivan Toney anytime goal scorer. Al Nassr any Fire anytime goal scorer Cristiano Ronaldo. PSG ne Monaco Nebo anytime goal scorer Ousmane Dembele. And a Bayern Munich and Werder Bremen anytime scorer Hurricane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 only 5 matches na us ne 13 us no 13 us iti ye be ye wo MYBET na ya hwe ne ye de ato platform no so na wo so join into sports arena wo wo hwe telegram inti me de weekend us na e de abrow saso na Vincent the weekend us ne de amount saso na ye de ene nkoa de the amount and then kwan me de no 13.82 for 14 odds wo de kakra atu akira e sika bebre only 5 teams per and matches here media atutu dwai say Leicester ebe she goal ana Leicester be attack no bi be bo shorter akopo mu a definitely Jamie Vardy definitely Jamie Vardy ena be den ena be bo sa short no ena Al Ahly Saudi for no say omo match bi omo bi ata PS omunya penalty ena omo penalty obi obo penalty no abrante fe na Ivan Toney ena affect for no omo sheda nye strong sa omo nye good into Ivan Toney like so be shego Cristiano Ronaldo so pese o she 1000 goals o pese o she 1000 goals into na ni abrepa na no akoka so the best ever into so kasa na amanfo di na tema no wababe bobe hat-trick na ma omo di na tem no wa shut him up into kwa ba fa so be shut him up no ze no be shego afire for no so no money nsheda nkon kan biasa Ousmane Dembele wabo back to back hat-tricks the last 2 games awabo back to back hat-tricks e dia ma bubu kwa friend no PSG owo form ye papa owo form to me a form a good partnership ewo na enimu ho no ma utimi say ya kicha cartel ya koye no utimi say yes one Bakola omo understanding omo nya no Bakola to me twa so oboshe no yi ama Ousmane Dembele nti we are hoping say Ousmane Dembele be ne obeshe de tia Monaco kan wo say Monaco ni Monaco any PSG boy na no ya ama Ousmane Dembele ene ye den she last minute aso mo kobo super cup omo cup bi match she last minute pa wodum ena omo league ni so no okọ I think o she 2 goals o she hat-trick inte it appears o she Monaco obo no homo dem pa ena Hurricane de obi anu se Bayern Munich ebenya chance bia sha ayo no ena be she goal no ena yi ono aso na sa ball mu penalties enti no by 90 minutes ni ebe hwe se ono so betumi adem ashe goal na bibia tumi akonka nyame ya adoma Monday betumi asa be share na ya review all the matches na fe ye hu de ekone de ba we are hoping say all side amamu Monday ye beba na ya ba be jubilate and bra utimi say yes me tiard for no de me ko bia no ma say no me corners intimidate na tiard for ne say no but Vincent and Benedict also na eboy ye hwe ni mu say dodge na Monday ye ba be dia dance say all side there ebe good platform ne so no usu betwa na so wadi na bibia tumi akoye wote asaka ono de Monday ye hwese ida ye betwe na bo so anase ye bebo na baso nti wo se ni team ni tumi hye sana wo dwa na no mu ano kwaku ha sa so ena ko virus wa nyame adoma